My name is Trond. I come originally from Bergen, but I left for Stavanger when I was 20 years old, and I started my own company 4 years ago, Hydrophilic. It's been maturing for a very, very long time, and it started actually when I think I was maybe 14, 15 years old, and the teacher told me that there was something called capillary forces pulling water up into trees. And I of course believed this, but a few years later I thought trees can't get more than 10 meters. Why can't they be more than 10 meters? There must be some kind of pumping system involved. And I thought maybe the branches are waving in the wind. I was looking for what can the reason be? And then I read some answers, but there was always something wrong with the answer the way I saw it. So I started in the oil, and they basically taught me similar things when it comes to why we have water sitting on inside the oil reservoir. After many years, I realized that there is something in the textbook that was at best sort of a little bit wrong. It was actually completely wrong. At least they have these confused reservoir engineers like me for many years. So about, I would say 6-7 years ago, I did experiments on my own, and I realized that at least I found some of the answer. I found something that nobody had realized the potential in earlier. And I was very excited about it. I did experiments, I talked to my company, and I wanted to make a patent. Long story short, I was allowed to keep the patent, and I left my company, ConocoPhillips, and based Hydrophilic on that sort of vision, you can call it, but it was more like I suddenly realized how things in nature were working, and I saw a way to sort of basically create a business out of it.
Roback Innovasjon et produktutviklingsselskap som driver med hovedsakelig innen oil og gass og i den grønne energisektoren. I 2017 kom Trond med en utfordrende idé. Vi lagde noen skisser. Vi fant ut vi skulle jobbe sammen og løse dette delikate problemet. Nå maskinerer vi og monterer utstyr for å gjøre jobben. Hydrophilic er en teknologi som er veldig utfordrende. Vi jobber i fysikken nede i reservoaret, og der må vi ofte tenke annerledes. Jeg tror Hydrophilic er en stor fremtid. Det er midt i det grønne skiftet, kostnadseffektivt og bærekraftig.
The challenge we have is to measure the water pressure in a very thin water film inside an oil reservoir. And the pressure in this water film is lower than the surrounding oil pressure. And the mobility of that water film is almost zero. So this is a big challenge, and this is what we have been able to figure out how to do. And we do it with a very small probe with a ceramic hydrophilic filter. That's the reason for the name of the company, Hydrophilic. This is the key component. This small tip of our tool will attach to that thin water film, and we will measure the water pressure. And that information, combined with a couple of standard measurements, it's enough for us to tell how much oil they have discovered.
NORS, it's an acronym. It means Norwegian Research Center, and we work mainly with research and innovation within energy, technology, society, climate, and then environment. What we do mainly for Hydrophilic is that we do the lab testing. You know, the whole project is an R&D project. So it's been like feasibility study. The whole idea of Hydrophilic is that you want to measure the water pressure in a reservoir. So what we do is Hydrophilic through Obake delivered a test rig that we are using to test the whole concept, you know, like from lab scale to upscaling and then to pilot testing. So, you know, we are in the whole value chain. I think what is interesting for hydrophilic is that if this goes through, this will be a game changer for the oil and gas industry. You're going to drill fewer wells, you're going to save money in terms of like environment, you are going to reduce CO2, what they call it, CO2 production, but it's also good for the environment. So this will be a good changer for the industry.
This has been like an adventure for me. It's like, I tell my wife, it's like I hit a surf wave, perfect surf wave. It never ends. It's just, when I have a problem, somebody helps me, we figure out the solution, and good things happen. And we just started a new daughter company, Hydrophilic, which is focusing on oil fields in operation. And my initial thought was to help explorers find the maximum amount of information out of exploration wells. So now we have the whole sort of exploration to production as our customer. The tools are completely different, but they're based on the same physical understanding. So my vision is, I just want it to work. And I think this is such a valuable tool for the industry and for the world, I would say, that I'm not really worried about how much money I will make, because if I have a little bit of this when I'm done, I will be okay. I'm okay then. So I'm more focusing on solving the technical problems and making it work. And I can feel that those who work with me are sort of happy to contribute. They are motivated, and I think then they work very well without me looking after them all the time. So we have already so much activity. I cannot control everybody, but as long as I know they want the same as me, we will get there. I'm confident. I would say thank you to the team that have been a part of this journey now for 5 years. We have spent maybe 60 million krona, and it's been fun and exciting. And I think we are, I would say, come to the start line. It may sound scary to an investor, but we have done our homework. We have a fantastic commercial adventure in front of us. That's why I say we are at the start line. And if you do the numbers, you will realize that this is huge. We will impact the whole industry globally. We get more information from the first discovery well. We can save sidetracks, we can save appraisal wells, and in some cases we can save years in time from the discovery till management can make a decision to develop or basically to leave. Sometimes that's the best decision. But this will make a huge improvement in the efficiency of the global oil and gas industry.